Right now at 6, a Fox 5 exclusive. Hear from the family of a local rapper shot and killed in the district. Their plea to the public as police search for his killer. Plus, potentially major developments in the Middle East, what President Trump is now saying about efforts to disarm Hamas as fighting continues in the Middle East. Plus, another local school district enforcing a bell-to-bell cell phone ban. We're live with the policy changes that families need to know. And it's a hot and potentially stormy weekend ahead. The Fox 5 weather team is timing out the high temps and the chance for rain. Your news at 6 starts now. And with that, it is Friday. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 5, streaming on Fox Local, and a Zip Trip Friday, I might add.
It is a great Zip Trip Friday. The weather's on point. I can't believe it's the last day of the month, though.
I know.
Moving into August.
Oh. We're going to be in Indian Head for the very first time. That's in Zip Trip history, so it's going to be a big day.
Well, you know what? You couldn't have asked for better weather because, of course, it's dry out there. It's not too bad. It's pretty comfortable. And we are expecting to see more sunshine. So yesterday we did get a little bit of that second half of the day cloud cover, but now we'll continue to see more of that sunshine, as well as also temperatures boosting slightly back up to the upper 80s, low 90s. But the good thing is not much in the way of humidity. That all changes as we head into the weekend. We'll have more details on that in just a couple of minutes. Here, I'll take a look here at traffic now, so we'll go ahead and see that, right? Friday morning commute, you can see that not necessarily too bad, but we do have that one area of concern, right? So it's 66 in the eastbound express lanes over by Centerville. So it's a multi-vehicle crash before US 29. It's been moved to the left shoulder, but you can see some slowdowns here from Virginia 234 Sudley Road at about 8 minutes so far this morning. Over to you.
Fairfax County police are looking for a missing 12-year-old. Please look at your screen here. Michael Morgan was last seen yesterday morning in these surveillance images taken along Route 50 in Chantilly. He was wearing a white T-shirt with dinosaur prints, gray pajama pants with white clouds, red tennis shoes, and a bluey backpack. Police say he is considered endangered due to his age. The man accused in a deadly pipe attack is due in court today in Prince George's County. Nicholas Duncan will face a judge for a status conference hearing at 11 this morning. Police say he killed 61-year-old Stanley Hutchinson outside of the Addison Road Metro Station as a 61-year-old was walking to work. Hutchinson died at that scene. A second man was also hurt. Duncan is currently being held without bond on first and second-degree murder charges. A motive for that attack remains unclear.
D.C. police are searching for the suspect this morning in an attempted armed robbery that happened previously in the Shaw Skate Park in Northwest D.C. Police say 3 skaters were held at gunpoint as the suspect demanded $20 from each of them. This happened just before 8:30 Wednesday night. One father says the skate park tends to be a safe space, but he is now sharing concerns. We are being told that nothing ended up being taken. No one was hurt. Police say the suspect drove away in a gray Lexus sedan.
Turning now to a Fox 5 exclusive, we're hearing from the family of a D.C. rapper, 29-year-old Kayvon Maynor, who also goes by Fat Swag, who was shot and killed Wednesday afternoon in Northwest D.C. That shooting happening on 5th Street in the Shaw neighborhood around 2:15 in the afternoon. Officers responded, finding him and another man suffering from gunshot wounds. The other man is recovering at a hospital. Maynor's family wants to know who killed him and why.
I do not have any idea what happened. All I know, I just got the call. And they told me to hurry there. And I got to Howard Hospital, and he was in surgery at that point. And I had to wait because they was doing a lot of investigation. And then they finally came and told us that he was no longer here.
Police are looking for a white Honda possibly connected to that shooting. If you have any information, please contact D.C. Police.
The Alexandria City Council has unanimously approved to keep investigating the death of Alan Tucker II. This is the man who died while in police custody last August. According to Alexandria Now, the decision comes after a request from the city's police review board. This comes as questions remain about how officers handled Tucker's arrest before he died, while waiting in a police cruiser outside the jail for about 35 to 40 minutes, despite asking to be taken to the hospital. Now, criminal charges have been filed against the officers connected to Tucker's death. His death was ruled accidental. The independent policing auditor now plans to present updated findings at the board's meeting in September.
Another school district in our region tackles the issue of student cell phone use.
Yes, it's Arlington County Public Schools. They are taking steps to update their policies, and not just on cell phone use, but also the use of AI in the classrooms. Let's get to Fox 5's Melanie Onlick live with what's changing. Good morning.
Good morning. So this change had to be made because of a new Virginia law that passed with broad support, and it prohibits students using their cell phones in schools bell to bell. Now, the current off and away policy in Arlington County Public Schools did allow high school principals to designate certain locations and times when students could briefly use their phones. That's been removed, along with exceptions for emergency situations. The board had to amend its policy to comply with the new law. It includes personal smart devices like watches and tablets. Lawmakers did add a few clarifications. It is okay for students to possess those devices. They just can't use them. It's okay for kids with medical or assistive tech needs, and it's also okay to use those phones and devices on school grounds before or after school. The school board in Arlington is also discussing an update to its academic integrity policy, which would support responsible, ethical, and effective use of AI tools. Major questions include how to distinguish between acceptable uses and inappropriate AI-assisted work, what constitutes academic dishonesty in this environment, what AI tools will teachers be able to use and how. Before the draft policy is finalized and adopted, the school system plans to hold trainings as well as outreach to families. Now, as far as the cell phone policy goes, you know, a lot of parents have questions about communicating in an emergency. Well, these policies now say that students and parents who need to communicate during the school day, they can go and use the phone in the main office of the school. Fairfax County and Loudoun County among those school systems that are now updating their cell phone policies to match the state law.
All right, Melanie, thank you so much. Time now, 6:06. We're going to go back to the beach where, Stephanie, you are in your auntie duties with your nieces out there.
And you know what? I'm pretty impressed. I was criticizing that they took 1 million photos. They wanted to take so many on the beach, but I was impressed that they actually wanted to see sunrise, that they got up early enough, because these kids don't go to bed until like midnight or past.
Right.
And they were up at 5. They actually asked to be up at 4:30 for me to wake them so they could get their makeup on. Yes.
Well, you got to have good lighting for the pictures.
I just, you don't want to see my face on the beach, what my photos look. I look like a big just bag. I'm
They are gorgeous, and I'm so glad you all had a great time.
Thank you. It was a beautiful day, beautiful sunrise today, and a great day to be out, right, for Zip Trip.
It certainly is. So we're certainly going to have the perfect weather for it here today. We're expecting not only to see plenty of sunshine, but also pretty mild temperatures. So looking here right now at Annapolis, not too bad outside. As we continue to see current conditions, we're really getting a chance to really just feel all that great weather out there. Most of us still well in towards those 70s and 60s. We continue to see that slight northerly flow bringing in not only just slightly cooler air, but drier air as well, as dew points only sit in the low 60s. So as you head out the door, well, temperatures will be back into the 70s pretty quickly, upper 70s actually pretty quickly. Then by about 5 p.m., that's where we start to see temperatures in the upper 80s, low 90s, where we could really see the warmth of the day. And by the time we get towards the second half of the day in general, look at that. Everyone is expecting to stay in those mid to upper 80s and low 90s, so certainly going to be a beautiful day out there. But the good thing is not that much humidity, so that is going to be beneficial for us. But we're going to talk about the weekend forecast and how that humidity returns in just a couple of minutes. But if you want to jump ahead, well, make sure to get that Fox Local app, use that QR code on your screen. That way you're able to be ready and have that weather with you on the go wherever you go. Now, as we turn over to traffic, we're going to take a look here at the issues still going on in the 66 express lanes on 66 eastbound express lanes over by Centerville, right? It's a multi-vehicle crash before US 29, so it's been moved to the left shoulder, but you can see slowdowns at about 7 minutes from Virginia 234 Sudley Road. But one thing that it has kind of slowed down a little bit, well, it's some of the main lanes here on 66 in the eastbound direction. Drive time between Gainesville and the Beltway, it is about 22 minutes so far this morning. Over to you.
Montgomery County police are investigating a deadly three-car crash in Silver Spring. It all happened just before 10 last night near University Boulevard and Colesville Road. One man was pronounced dead on scene and others suffered non-life-threatening injuries. That section of roadway was closed for several hours last night, but it is now back open.
2 people are recovering after a stairwell collapsed inside a Montgomery County home. Montgomery County Fire and Rescue saying that a man and a woman had to be rescued when the staircase under construction fell through. This was inside a home on Bradley Avenue in Rockville. We're told they are expected to be okay.
Prince George's County Police are investigating a case of mass vandalism. A dozen of cars in one apartment complex parking lot were broken into overnight from Wednesday into Thursday morning. And it's all happening at Seven Springs Apartments on Cherry Hill Road in College Park. Several cars had their windows smashed, but nothing was stolen from inside. Some of the people we spoke with tell us this is the second or third time this has happened. Police say people should consider getting car alarms or a club to help deter break-ins.
New this morning, President Trump signaling peace could be coming between Israel and Hamas. That is according to the president. He says his board of peace is helping shape a potential agreement that would disarm Hamas in Gaza in phases. A source with Hamas also confirming the tentative agreement, which says heavy weapons will be kept under Palestinian control and not Israel. The president is set to meet with his cabinet at Camp David later today.
President Trump says he may pull Todd Blanchett's nomination for Attorney General until after the midterm elections. This as the process stalls in the Senate as outgoing Republican Senators John Cornyn and Tom Tillis continue to hold their support. The reason behind the protest goes back to the Justice Department's controversial settlement agreement between President Trump and the IRS that would have created the now scrapped Trump Anti-Weaponization Fund. It would also have shielded the Trump family and Trump businesses from audits. Both Cornyn and Tillis are leaving office in January. Now to this Fox 5 News alert. The FIFA advisor on White House task force says World Cup has resigned. He has resigned from that agency, all amid threats to boycott future World Cups and FIFA competitions. The boycott threat started earlier this week after news broke that FIFA plans to sell rights to the World Cup to outside investors. FIFA is currently a nonprofit. FIFA issued a statement today acknowledging the backlash but did not withdraw their plans.
Developing overseas, at least 18 migrants died while trying to reach the Spanish territory of Ceuta. We're told thousands of people breached the territory located in northern Africa. This was coming from Morocco last night in hopes of reaching the mainland of Spain. Spain brought in its military to restore the border. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez is expected to visit that region today. Moroccan authorities have not publicly commented on the crossings.
It is 6:11 on your Friday morning. Coming up next, major drug bust in the DMV and beyond. Thousands of it sent up in flames and more than a dozen people behind bars. We have details on that up next.
Also ahead, Howard University defending its decision to enroll 500 students. Hear directly from the school's president on the other side.